From Suzanne Scarrow Live. Are you getting caught up in all the noise about coronavirus, about recession, about overwhelm of all that's going on in the world right now? It would be very easy and very human of you if you were, but I'm here to offer you an alternative. You do not have to get caught up in all that. It's absolutely my belief, and if you know anything at all about the law of attraction, you probably believe it too, that we get what we focus on. So if you are focused on all that noise, all that fear, all that doubt, all that worry, guess what you're going to get more of? But if you can deliberately choose to refocus your thinking on things that make you feel relief and peace and calm, then you can change what you're attracting into your experience. You can attract more peace, more relief, more calm, more love. So it really is a matter of where you put your focus. And with everything that's going on in the world right now, if you turn on the radio or the television, you're going to be bombarded with fear and doubt and worry. And so a really good suggestion would be to not turn those things on at all. A really good suggestion would be to get kind of in your bubble and get into a good feeling place and attract more of that into your experience. I have no doubt at all that if you can do that, you will sail through this pandemic, because if you get what you focus on. So if you're going to focus on the fear, you'll get more reason to feel fear. If you're going to focus on feeling good, you're going to get more reason to feel good. It's as simple as that. One way that you can clear the decks of the fear and doubt and worry is this tapping, and I just want to do a round of that for you so you know how this works. Just for a test for yourself, think about how fearful you are about what's going on in the world right now. How strong is the fear that you feel? And give it a number out of 10. And then we're going to do this tapping round and see if we can't bring that down for you. Okay? So, on the karate chop, that fleshy part of the hand between the base of your little finger and the wrist, tap there and say these words out loud. Even though I feel the fear, there's so much fear around, especially in the media right now, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though there's so much fear around, and when I focus on it, I get caught up in it, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though there's so much fear, and it's so easy to get caught up in it, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself. And then on the crown, top of your head, so much fear. Eyebrow, it's so easy to get caught up in it. Outside corner of the eye, so much fear. Under eye, it's very easy to get caught up in it. Under nose, so much fear. Under lips, so much fear. Collarbone, so much fear. Under arm, so much fear. On the wrist, so much fear. Karate, so much fear. And crown, so much fear. And then take a big breath and see how it feels now. So hopefully if you were, say, a 10 out of 10 on the fear scale, it's come down a little bit, and as you keep doing that same round of tapping or similar, you can change the words to whatever you're feeling. Tap on the same points and say your own words for whatever's coming up. Be specific in terms of whatever it is. Fear is quite a broad term, but if you say this fear of getting the coronavirus, or this fear of being infected, or this fear of losing my job, or this fear of the stock market crashing, or whatever the specific thing is, then you're going to get a better result in that by reducing that fear. So let's do another round. You can use the tapping on the karate chop to set it up. Even though I had this fear of, I deeply and completely accept myself. You fill in the gap. Even though I have this fear of, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this fear of, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then you say the words as you tap around on the crown, all this fear of, fill in your gap, all this fear of outside corner of the eye, all this fear of under eye, all this fear of under nose, all this fear of under lip, all this fear of collarbone, all this fear of underarm, all this fear of on the wrist, all this fear of karate, all this fear of and crown, all this fear of. And so you would be specific as much as you can on each of the rounds that you do, and you might choose, fear of the virus, fear of losing your job, fear of the stock market crashing, etc. You might do a round or 2 or 3 on each one of those specific pieces of it, and get the reduction as you go. It should come down something like 10 to 8 to 6 to 5 to 4, and you want to get it to 0 if you possibly can. So the other thing to think about, and I just want to do another tapping round with you a bit more on the positive side of things, is even though there's all this fear around me, and I can focus on that if I choose to, but I know that what I focus on, I create more of. So I choose not to focus on the fear. I choose to turn off the radio and focus on something that brings me a feeling of relief, and more relief, and more relief. And then again on the crown, I have a choice. I can focus on the fear-based stuff that's going on around me. I can turn on the radio and find out how many people have died, or I can turn it off and focus on something that brings me a better feeling, and a better feeling, and a better feeling. If my job is to feel good, and I believe it is, then I choose to focus on those things that bring me relief, and more relief, and eventually joy. And then take a big breath, see how that feels now. And of course it's an ongoing drama, so you need to probably be tapping on something similar to this each day. But do know that you absolutely create what you focus on. So you can choose what to focus on. And choosing to focus on something that brings you an ease, a relief, a better feeling is what I'd really highly recommend. Okay, take care, and I'll talk to you again soon.